Good morning. We are in Westheimer Airport in Norman, Oklahoma, home of the Sooners. And we just had a good breakfast at the bed and breakfast, and now we're going to start our trip home. So we have a little bit of a detour. We're going to head to Albert Lea Airport in Minnesota to start because I'm transporting some flowers and some random luggage items home that wouldn't have gone on the airliners for some of my family that I was in Texas with. So we're going to Albert Lea first, and then from Albert Lea we're going home to Crystal. I already did a full flight briefing back at the bed and breakfast, but I'll take you through really quick an abbreviated one, and then we'll get going here. Alright, so KOUN to KAEL. Adverse conditions. The only air met that I saw was low level wind shear, but that's currently active and that is looking like it's going to be done, and it's only on the surface. We'd be right on the edge of that air met. As far as the current weather goes, we got green across the board the whole way up, basically. And according to aviationweather.gov, the skies are clear, and everything's looking really good. Potentially we're going to run into some scattered clouds as we go into Minnesota, but on the way to Albert Lea we should be just fine. And then if we look at the wind chart, we unfortunately have a headwind pretty much the whole way. So on the way down and on the way back, for the most part, we had a headwind. So we got screwed on winds on this trip. And if I look at the vertical cross-section chart, if I do fly lower, I can get a potential little bit more favorable winds, but I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference. So that's it. There were no NOTAMs that were relevant. So we are currently planning to cruise at 9,500. Expected to have about a 5-knot headwind. But again, very little difference on the fuel and the time if we go lower. I just would prefer to be higher because we have more time to react if we had an emergency. So there's our flight briefing. We did our pre-flight inspection and all that. We'll continue along with our checklists. Bluetooth is paired. For our fuel, we fueled up here a little bit. Gas was pretty expensive, so I didn't fill it all the way up to the top. But we got about 70 gallons total. And we're going to start out on our right main tank for this trip. Primer is in and locked. Let's get the weather information.
7 Zulu weather wind 19er 0 at 6 visibility 10 clear below 12,000 temperature 19er Celsius dew point 10 altimeter 29er 8.
Cool. Gonna be departing runway 18, I would imagine. Fortunately for this, we're actually doing a south direction takeoff, which is going to be nice because we'll have the potential ability to climb a little bit and have a better chance of going over the top of the Charlie. Altimeter is set. Altitude does line up with the airport elevation, so that's good. Our radios are set. We got ground and tower plugged in. GPS is set. We've got that plugged in direct to Albert Lea. Our compass and our HSI line up. Oh, we'll do our run up. We got our brake set. Fuel's on the left main. Mixture is rich. Props full forward. Throttle up to 2,000. Check our mags. mags are good. Cycle our prop. RPM reduction. Manifold pressure increase. Oil pressure decrease. And all of our temperatures and gauges are in the green. Carburetor heat works. Bring back the throttle to 1000. Go to idle. Idle's good. We still have pressure. Back to 1000. And our flight controls. Free and correct. We'll call up ground and let them know what we want to do. So I'm guessing we're going to have to go Delta, Charlie, all the way up. Something like that. West timer ground, Comanche 8391 Papa in front of the tower with the numbers for a northeast VFR departure. And we'd like to pick up flight following to Albert Lea, Kilo Alpha Echo Lima.
November 3901 Papa, West Summer Ground, runway 21 taxi via Alpha. You can get flight following services with Oak City on 124.6.
Taxi via Alpha to 21, and we'll pick up flight following with OK City on 124.6, 91 Papa. Before takeoff checklist, we're on the right main tank. Flaps are up. Fuel pump is on. Strobe is on. Trim is set for takeoff. Props full forward. Mixture's rich. Carb heat is in. Primer is in and locked. We are squawking VFR now. Doors and windows are closed. Cool. Good to go for takeoffs. We'll switch over to tower and then we'll plug in 1246. Approach. West timer tower, Comanche 8391 Papa holding short, 21, ready for takeoff.
Comanche 91 Papa Tower, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 21, 91 Papa. And then we'll set our wind bug 190. Landing gear is going up. Trimming down a little bit. Gauges are all green, everything's looking good.
Comanche 91 Papa, contact Oak City 124.6.
Freaking change approved, 91 Papa, thanks a lot. Approach Comanche 8391 Papa with request.
And I believe it was Comanche, what was the call sign?
8391 Papa.
8391 Papa, go ahead.
We are 3 miles southeast of West Timer. I'd like to pick up flight following to Albert Lea, Alpha Echo Lima.
Give me the call, or give me the destination again.
Albert Lea Municipal, Kilo Alpha Echo Lima for 91 Papa.
8391 Papa, squawk 3254.
3254, 91 Papa.
I check 78, 8391 Papa, your radar contact, Oak City altimeter 3000, climb on course.
Climb on course, 91 Papa.
23 Charlie Golf, are you now inbound? Mirror 23 Charlie Golf, are you now inbound to page?
We're inbound to page and we'll call you when we're back airborne.
23 Charlie Golf, roger, I'll just go ahead and suspend your current squawk, change the 560 preview, and I'll talk to you later.
3 Charlie Golf, thanks, we'll talk to you in about 5 minutes. Outside air temp of 78 all the way up here. Woo! Scorcher.
I'll reset your and squawk 6235
Coming up on 9,500. Traffic in front of us. Looks like he's
Delta radar contact
aligning.
about 15 southeast of Guthrie. 10,000, traffic 12 o'clock and 5 miles maneuvering, King Air 10-5.
Got to step down to Bedford 901 Papa.
Ray 3901 Papa at or below 10,000 for traffic 12 o'clock, 5 miles orbiting at King Air 10,500.
At or below 10,000, 901 Papa.
November 84.
Alright, we're going to switch our tank to an auxiliary tank.
Sierra 6 for Victor.
Right aux set.
There, Quebec Squawk 2236.
Fuel pressure looks good. Check our EGTs.
Partially in 4751.
Kansas City Center, Comanche 8391 Papa, level 9,500.
November 901 Papa, Kansas City Center, the Chinook altimeter 2998.
908 meter, 901 Papa. Alright, we got an MOA coming up, the Eureka MOA, low and high, basically 2,500 to 18,000 feet, so we're crossing through that. Looks like they're burning some big fighters down there. Hey, 391 Papa, do you know if the Eureka MOA is active today?
It is not.
Great, thanks. Alright, we are 2.5 hours out still, but we're chilling, we're cruising. So I'm going to brief the VOR approach into Albert Lea.
Hotel Echo is...
I'm going to shoot that approach for practice.
Hotel Echo.
So Albert Lea has runway 17 and 35, winds are 300 at 5 right now, so runway 35 is most likely going to be the one we're using. The approach here for VOR 35, we're going to be plugging in 109.8. And then the ALOS is 119.575, so we'll get that. And this is a non-towered airport, so we'll be using the CTAF of 123.0 at a course of 342. So when we plug in the VOR and we switch over to our CDI, which I'm going to plug that in real quick here. So for our autopilot, we've got a heading of 060. I'm going to switch autopilot over to heading mode, and that way I can switch to my CDI and plug in our course. So course is going to be 342. We'll be flying to the VOR, and we'll be flying in on the 162 radial. We should get a 2 indication, and then we'll chase the needle till we get established. And then we're going to be using our GPS for our distance. The approach fixes, but the initial fix for where we're coming in. So we'll fly inbound to the Mason City VOR, which is 114.9.
November 83901 Papa, contact Kansas City Center 127.72.
127.72, 901 Papa, thanks. Kansas City, Comanche 8391 Papa, level 9,500.
8391 Papa, Kansas City Center, hello. Employee altimeter 2995.
95, thanks. So we got our next frequency plugged in. Yeah, we'll intercept the Mason City VOR, and once we pass the VOR and the flag flips, then we'll switch over to Albert Lea and chase the needle until it lines up. We'll get established on a 342 course, and then we'll follow that in. And our initial fix on that course is going to be ICABE, and ICABE can be crossed 2,800, and then we'll continue down.
47868, contact Kansas Center 120.2.
And the next fix is Potoi.
120.
We'll cross Potoi at 2,800, and then Kilso at 1,880. And our minimum
contact Marshall
is 1,740. So we will plug in our minimum right now while we have all the time in the world. And that way we have our barometric minimum for the approach plugged in. And then as we're continuing down, we'll switch over to that minimum so we can track that as we continue inbound.
And who's that?
On a 3.31 degree glide slope into Albert Lea. We are flying over Topeka, Kansas, and there's two Delta airports basically right next to each other. One's south of the city, one's northeast of the city. Still got a ways to go, hour and a half, 220 nautical miles, but we're going to put in our approach to Albert Lea, and I just want to make sure the winds, nothing significant has changed. 330, perfect. So we'll do the VOR on 35, and our transition point is going to be MCW. And we can load that approach. So it has us going to Mason City, VOR, and then to ICABE, where we will intercept the Albert Lea VOR, to Potoi, to Kilso, and down to Cobos, and then the runway. We're 40 miles away from the VOR. So that is good. So we just ID'd it. And that's Mason City. And then we will ID Albert Lea as well. Oh, we won't. We should be able to ID Albert Lea pretty soon. We got Mason City ID'd. Well, that one's good to go. And we'll still ID Albert Lea's once we get closer. We'll probably get a handoff to the final controller momentarily. We need to drop 7,000 feet when we intercept ICABE. So 14 minutes away from ICABE is when we'll intercept that if we do a 500 feet per minute descent. So that would put us out about 30 miles, give or take. Looks like we are picking up the AWOS at Albert Lea, so we can get the weather, and that way when we get passed on to the last controller, we'll have the weather information. We'll be able to let them know that right away.
Albert Lea Municipal Airport. Automated weather observation. 1811 Zulu. Wind 340 at 07. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 13. Dew point 10. Altimeter 2992.
Number 8391 Papa, change my frequency 127.3.
127.3, 91 Papa. 8391 Papa with you. Get in that.
Number 8391 Papa, Roger, Mason City, altimeter 2992.
2992. 8391 Papa, we're going to start a slow descent.
November 8391 Papa, Roger, and I just want to verify, were you overflying Mason City or were you looking to land there?
Overflying FCW VOR and then doing a practice approach at Albert Lea for VOR runway 35, 91 Papa.
November 8391 Papa, roger.
And real quick, I'm going to see if I can ID Albert Lea. Nope, not yet. 2.8, so the VOR is going to be really sensitive right now as we get closer and closer. Keep adjusting our heading to the right so we can chase that needle. Our descent is looking really good. We're holding steady at about 500 feet a minute. Couple more degrees to the right should get us pretty locked in. We're about to overfly it, so that is happening right now. And now we're getting instructions to turn left to 003, which is going to be our next course to the Albert Lea VOR, so we can switch to that one. And then we can set our course.
November 9003, Juliet, approach on 118.9er.
Approach 118.9, 03 Juliet.
November 91 Papa, advise us the weather at Albert Lea, please.
We have weather at Albert Lea, 91 Papa.
91 Papa, roger. Just a note for you there, there's a wind turbine farm. It's a 5-mile radius. It's 5.4 nautical miles northwest of Albert Lea, 400 feet AGL. It's not lit.
Roger that, thank you, 91 Papa. Still not picking it up for some reason. Which is very weird. There's no NOTAMs, and then my CDI also is not picking it up. So I'm not sure.
November 7 Kilo Mike.
Why that's happening.
November 91 Papa Gunner, Rochester approach on 119.8. Have a good day.
119.8, 91 Papa, thanks. Rochester approach, 8391 Papa descending through 4,800.
8391 Papa, Rochester approach, Rochester altimeter 2993.
2993. I might just ask the controller. I mean, there's no NOTAM, so I don't understand. And
November 893, correction 8391 Papa, Rochester approach request.
8391 Papa.
91 Papa, we had a report from flight service that the Albert Lea VOR may be out or somehow reporting incorrectly. Are you able to check that at all?
Yeah, it's definitely not working. I haven't been able to ID it, and I'm definitely close enough I should. 91 Papa.
Roger, it just seems to be completely out then, or?
It does seem to be completely out, so I'm going to switch to the RNAV on 35.
91 Papa, Roger. And then did you want to fly that via fix, or?
I can do, let's see here, 1 minute. Okay, let's go back here. So we'll go to approach. We'll do the RNAV on 35. Transition. Let's load the approach plate here. Procedure, approach, RNAV 35, put it on the map. And what do we got here? 8391 Papa, we can fly direct to Yetta if that works.
91 Papa, proceed with the course and maintain VFR.
Maintain VFR. Let's go back to our GPS. That's looking good.
8391 Papa, VFR purchase approach at Albert Lea Airport is approved, no separation services provided.
Roger that, approach approved, no separation provided, 91 Papa. Alright, so 2900 is where we intercept Yetta. We have that plugged in. Minimums are 1511. Left to 348.
Maintain 3000.
Descend, maintain 3000, clear track 648.
November 8391 Papa, no traffic observed between you and the Albert Lea Airport. Radar service terminated, scope VFR for
Scope Squawk VFR, frequency and crew, 91 Pop, thanks. Alright, we're squawking VFR. And then, let's get the 1230 plugged in, make our call. Albert Lea area traffic, Comanche 89 Papa, 10 to the southeast, inbound on the RNAV for runway 35, Albert Lea.
Albert Lea traffic, got your 47955, 10 miles to the east-northeast, inbound for the midfield crosswind for 35, Albert Lea. What's going on, Will? Nothing much, dude.
It's Will.
Beautiful day out. Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So our final approach fix of Zutix is coming up from 3.6 miles, so we're going to get configured.
Left down with runway 3.
So Zutix is 2800, which we're at right now. We got our landing lights on, we got our fuel pump on, we're full rich on the mixture.
Romeo also has the insight, no factor.
Albert traffic, Comanche 89 Papa, 5 mile straight in final for runway 35, Albert Lea. Alright, we're passing our fix.
Y'all traffic, Cessna 5242 Delta exiting the area to the...
Now we have our advisory glide slope. So we can dump our landing gear. Carburetor heat, we don't need. Gas. Undercarriage is down, mixture is rich.
Traffic 7, hold off on
Prop is to go, and switches are on.
No government safety.
Albert Lea traffic, Comanche 89 Papa, 3 mile final, 35. Putting in a notch of flaps. Pulling out a little more power. Coming up on minimums.
Minimums.
Trim up. We have visual. We have the runway. There's that wind shifting a little bit. Nice landing. Albert Lea traffic, Comanche 89 Papa is clear of 35, taxiing to the FBO, Albert Lea. Well, that was really good practice. We were all set up and briefed for the VOR approach.
Albert Lea traffic, Archer 425, maneuver
And
10 miles to the east, Albert Lea.
Obviously, it did not work out. First time that's happened to me. But it all worked out. We were able to load up the RNAV. I feel like we still executed a pretty good landing there, and everything worked out okay. We'll be right back in a little bit, back in the air for the final leg. We are about to embark on the final leg. This is a pretty quick one. We'll check the weather up there really quick, make sure it's as beautiful up there as it is here. Sky clear. Airports in the area are all looking beautiful for VFR conditions. Total trip time, 39 minutes. So we should be on the ground by 3:10. Albert Lea air traffic, Comanche 89 Papa, taking off runway 35, departing northwest, Albert Lea. Clear on the left. There's the VOR that we identified as not working. Airspeed's alive, gauges are green. Landing gear is going up. Trimming her down. We got a headwind for everything. Pretty nasty headwind. Yeah, we'll be going, our course will be 001, so we'll be flying to the east. So we'll probably climb to 7,500. And I got approach plugged in, so we'll give them a call. Rochester approach, Comanche 8391 Papa with request.
Comanche 9er, I'm sorry, can I get the call sign again?
83901 Papa.
Comanche 83901 Papa, Rochester, put the request.
We're 5 miles north of Albert Lea, requesting flight following to Crystal Airport, Mike India Charlie.
Comanche 901 Papa, squawk 4205.
4205, 901 Papa.
Comanche 901 Papa, radar contact 5 miles north of the Albert Lea Airport, Rochester, altimeter 29902.
29902, planning to climb to 7,500 as well for 901 Papa.
Comanche 901 Papa, roger, thanks.
We have a heading of 333 and a course of 001. That's a pretty serious crosswind. Outside air temp of 55 degrees. Very warm. And we'll switch to our left auxiliary tank. Fuel pump's coming off. Fuel pressure's good. Building up airspeed. And we'll lean the mixture. Let's see, our power settings. 2300 and 21.2. ATIS 124.475, we already have plugged in. Let's see if we can listen to the weather.
2.6, altimeter 29902. Visual approach in use, landing at departing runway 32. Departing aircraft with the traffic advisors above airspace entry, full ground control.
Okay, so they're using runway 32. So we could load up the RNAV on 32 and see if we can do a practice approach for that. So we'll go back here to proc, approach, transition. So we will, probably going to get vectors, but we'll plug in ePay for the initial approach fix. Minimum is 1380 for the LNAV. We'll plug that in.
State 71, contact Minneapolis Center 1.
Our home airport. I've only done this approach once before actually, even though it's my home airport. I've done it one time. It's super inconvenient because of the Bravo airspace, so it puts you way north, basically northeast of the airport, and then loops you back around. So you're not going into the heart of the Bravo airspace. So it's not convenient, but it's good to keep practicing approaches every chance I get. And then we got a 7,000 foot Bravo shelf coming up in like 20 miles.
Comanche 901 Papa, contact Minneapolis approach 134.7. 34.7, have a good one.
34.7 for 901 Papa, have a great day. Minneapolis approach, Comanche 901 Papa with you.
November 8391 Papa, Minneapolis approach, good afternoon, Minneapolis altimeter 29901, advising to get the weather at Crystal.
We have the weather at Crystal, and we're wondering if we can do a practice VFR approach for the RNAV 32, 901 Papa.
901 Papa, absolutely. Would you like to go straight in via paid, or do you want the whole day?
We can go straight in, E-paid, 901 Papa.
901 Papa, roger, turn right, heading 030, it's going to be initial vector to final, maintain VFR.
030, 901 Papa.
November 901 Papa, descend to maintain VFR 3,500.
3,500, 901 Papa.
Upshed 907, turn left, heading 330, vectors for traffic.
Overload here. Alright, we're at like 22-ish inches. We can bump that up just a little bit.
November 901 Papa, descend to maintain VFR 3,000.
3,000, 901 Papa.
November 901 Papa, sliding 040.
040, 901 Papa.
November 30 Papa, sliding 240, join the localizer.
Yeah, he's putting us all the way around. Oh well, this is adding like 15 minutes to our flight for sure, but that's okay.
November 91 Papa traffic at your 12 to 1 o'clock in about 1-2 miles opposite direction, 3,500, indicated type unknown.
We'll be looking, 91 Pop.
Number 3, Sierra Pop. November 91 Pop, you can expect to climb back up for the approach once you're north of St. Paul.
Roger that, 91 Pop. Traffic can say no factor, 91 Papa.
Clear. November 91 Papa, turn left heading 360.
360, 91 Pop. Okay.
November 91 Papa, climb maintain VFR 3,500.
3,500, 91 Papa.
Somebody ending in Foxtrot with request. November 91 Papa, maintain VFR 3,500, proceed on course to paid.
3,500 to E-paid, 91 Papa. Holy crap.
November 2 Zulu, turn left heading 2701, able direct left shield.
A-turn on Papa, just confirm we have Bravo clearance, direct E-paid.
November 91 Papa, 8 affirmative, included into the Minneapolis Bravo side.
Clear Bravo, 91 Papa.
November 6000.
Left turn 330 down to 6,000, 846 Pop Whiskey.
Chris, I'm going to information, Mike. Altitude,
1953 Zulu. Wind 250 at 4. Visibility 10. Sky
250 at 4.
Roger, who calling in?
Information, Mike.
0.
November 91 Papa, your 6 miles from paid, maintain VFR clear straight in RNF runway 32.
Direct E-paid, clear straight in, RNF 32, 91 Papa. So, we got Bravo clearance, we are in the Bravo, we're going direct E-paid.
Maintain VFR 3000.
We got information, Mike at Bristol.
November 90 Chicago traffic call.
But as soon as I got that direct E-paid, I activated that in my GPS. I switched my autopilot over to nav mode.
3,300 indicated type on that.
And now we're 2.5 miles away. We're cooking at a good pace here, so. Intersecting cattle.
November 4 Tango Romeo, turn 10 degrees to the right, final descent and maintain 5,000.
Next is Duska. At
November 4 Tango Romeo, turn 10 degrees to the right, descend and maintain 5,000.
Henry's right, 5,000. Now we gotta go airspeed down.
Contact departure 1247. November 91 Papa, contact Crystal Tower, good day.
Over to Tower, good day, 91 Papa.
Number 2 Zulu traffic.
Crystal Tower, Comanche 391 Papa on the RNF 32.
Comanche 391 Papa, Crystal Tower, runway 32, clear to land.
Clear to land 32, 91 Papa. Zuska, 1.4 miles. We got glide slope coming in now too. And we can put our landing gear down. Zuska is 0.7 miles. And then this last stretch, we got to turn to 289. There we go. And then this pops us out. It's not like right looking at the runway. It's a little bit to the right of the runway. We got glide slope now. So we'll bring back our power. Alright, mixture is rich, fuel pump and landing lights are going on. We're going to trim it up so we can get some airspeed off of here, and then we'll put in 1, 2, 3, our first notch of flaps. And we are needing to chase the needle here to the left. Carburetor heat, gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop, switches. We are configured for landing. 1380 is the minimum.
Wind 220.
Minimums.
We're minimums, we're visual, so we're going to pull up more power. There's the runway. And we'll dump our flaps. Airspeed's looking good. Flaps are all down.
37 Victor, runway 32, line up and wait.
We're going to wrap it up there. We are back home from our unreal cross-country trip. 2,500 total miles, nautical miles that we did.
For 37 Victor, right turn to north approved, runway 32, cleared for takeoff.
We went to Kansas City, we went to Texas, we went to Oklahoma, we went to Albert Lea for a quick drop-off, and we made it home, baby. What a journey. That was an unbelievable experience and a true test of this plane, and it did a great job. That is going to be a lifelong memory right there. We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Thanks for riding along if you made it this far. I'm going to be wrapping up my instrument training over the coming months and hopefully take my check ride sometime this summer. So I'll hopefully have some more training footage from instrument training. And we'll see you soon.